When most stars fade, they don't come back. But Tina Turner wasn't like most stars. She didn't just return to the spotlight. She set it on fire. Welcome to History Corner. Before she was Tina Turner, she was Anna Mae Bullock, born in 1939 in the tiny town of Nutbush, Tennessee. When she was just 10 years old, her mother walked out. Not long after, her father left too. Abandoned by both parents, Anna Mae was sent to live with her grandmother in Brownsville, Tennessee. When Anna Mae was 16, her grandmother died. With nowhere else to go, she moved to St. Louis to live with the mother she barely knew. And that's where everything changed. In the bustling clubs of St. Louis, she found music pulsing through the streets. And one night, fate. She saw a band called the Kings of Rhythm, led by Ike Turner. Ike would frequently hand the mic to people in the audience, looking for new talent. And when Anna Mae grabbed the microphone, he knew he had just struck gold. Anna Mae Bullock became Tina Turner in the late 1950s, a name Ike Turner gave her to make sure he could control her career. Tina explained, Ike's problem was that he was a musician that always wanted to be a star, and was a star locally, but never internationally. So he changed the name to Ike and changed my name to Tina because if I ran away, Tina was his name. It was patented, as you call it. So he could own me. He just came home from the record company. He said, here's the record. And I said, who's Tina? He said, you're Tina. And I said, Tina? Tina Turner? It was really hard to say in the beginning. But when they hit the stage together, something electric happened. Tina's raw, explosive energy, paired with Ike's tight musical arrangements, created something no one had seen before. The Ike and Tina Turner Revue became one of the most sought-after live acts in America. They were more than a band. They were a spectacle. Dancers, horns, energy, rhythm, soul. Tina at the center of it all. A tornado in heels with a voice that could rip through walls. Their first hit, A Fool in Love, 1960, put them on the map. After recording A Fool in Love in 1960, a pregnant Tina told Ike that she did not want to continue their relationship. He responded by striking her in the head with a wooden shoe stretcher. Turner recalled that this incident was the first time she was truly afraid of him. She didn't leave. By the mid-60s, they were breaking barriers. They played to massive crowds in Europe and brought Black American soul and R&B into white rock venues at a time when segregation still cast a long shadow. Appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show.
Ike and Tina Turner Revue, and they are wonderful. So let's have a great hand.
The Hollywood Palace.
Tina Turner and their review for you.
You got what you wanted. Now you don't want what you got.
Johnny Carson Show.
Wow, honey, that was the plan from the very beginning.
Darling, I never thought that this could be. Oh, yeah. Girl, it set my soul on fire. Feel my every desire so dark. Think it's gonna work out fine.
Ike and Tina married in 1962, or thought Ike would later claim that he was never officially married to Tina because he was legally married to another woman at the time of their ceremony. In 1966, Tina recorded River Deep, Mountain High. with legendary producer Phil Spector. Spector excluded Ike from the studio entirely and poured his trademark wall of sound into the production. Tina gave it everything. Her voice soared, cracked, roared.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I've ever owned. Now I love you just the way.
The song was a major hit in the UK and is now hailed as one of the greatest pop recordings of all time. But in the US, it flopped. Spector was devastated. Still, the track marked an important moment in Tina's journey, a glimpse of what she could be on her own. Back with Ike, the duo kept climbing. Ike was an abusive and unfaithful husband who had a worsening cocaine addiction. Throughout their relationship, he beat her, cheated on her with multiple women, and controlled every facet of her life. By 1968, the abuse had become so bad that she attempted to overdose on Valium. In 1971, their cover of Proud Mary became a runaway hit. Tina's slow burn intro and high-octane delivery earned them a Grammy and became her most iconic performance. She could take a song, flip it on its head, and make it hers completely.
Working for my man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep. I was worried about the way that things might have been.
They followed it with Nutbush City Limits in 1973, a song Tina wrote herself, recalling her rural Tennessee roots.
A church house, gin house, schoolhouse, outhouse. On highway number 19, the people keep the city clean. They call it Nutbush. Oh, Nutbush.
But behind the glitter and accolades was a hidden nightmare. Ike controlled everything, her image, her finances, her movements. He was violent, manipulative, and abusive. For nearly 2 decades, Tina endured in silence. But that was about to change. On July 1st, 1976, while traveling from Los Angeles to Dallas for a concert, Ike Turner physically assaulted Tina multiple times. First en route to the airport, then on the plane, and finally in the limousine after landing. The final beating left Tina bruised, swollen, and bleeding, with one eye swollen shut. That night, after Ike fell asleep, Tina made the brave decision to leave the hotel with only 36 cents and a mobile gas card in her pocket. She fled across a freeway to reach a Ramada Inn. It is now called the Lorenzo Hotel. She asked for the manager and told him, "I'm Tina Turner. I have had a fight with my husband, as you can see. Will you give me a room? I can't pay you right now, but I promise that I will." The manager didn't hesitate. He said, "All right." He took Tina to a suite and put security on the door. He asked Tina if she wanted any food. Not being in any condition to eat solid food, he brought soup and some crackers, and put security on the door too. God bless that man. A few days later, she returned to Los Angeles and spent months hiding with friends and family, before gathering enough resources to file for divorce, marking a pivotal turning point in her life. The next day, it was the 4th of July, Tina said. "I'll always remember the 4th of July as when I got my freedom." On July 27th, Tina filed for divorce on the grounds of irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized on March 29th, 1978. She left the fame, the wealth, and the hits behind. But she kept one thing: her name. Turner fought to keep the rights to her stage name, the name given to her by her abuser, and won. When Tina Turner walked away from Ike in 1976, she didn't just leave a marriage. She left behind her career, her income, and nearly every connection in the music industry. She had no manager, no label, no money. What followed were years of hard, humbling work. Tina took any gig she could get. Vegas lounges, hotel ballrooms, game shows, and cabaret acts. She sang covers of disco hits and old standards, backed by small bands, just to pay off debts Ike had left behind. She was labeled a nostalgia act. too out of touch, and too past her prime. But Tina never stopped moving. She reimagined her act, tightened her vocals, and leaned into rock music, far from her R&B roots. Audiences were small, but her presence? Still electric. Tina couldn't seem to find management that were interested in really jump-starting her solo career. Very frustrating, as she knew she could do it. She just couldn't convince others. Then came a little help from a friend. In 1980, Olivia Newton-John invited Tina to appear on Hollywood Nights. Hollywood Nights was a 1-hour musical variety special that aired on ABC on April 14, 1980. It wasn't just a celebration of Olivia's music, but also to promote her new movie Xanadu. It was a star-studded spectacle. Joining Olivia was Andy Gibb, Cliff Richard, Elton John, the legendary Gene Kelly. And for A Heartache Tonight, she was joined by Tony Tennille, Karen Carpenter, Peaches, Minus Herb, and of course, Tina Turner.
You can meet all kinds in Hollywood.
That's right. This is my friend Tony.
You just have to know where to look.
Yes, and this is my friend Tina.
This town offers more than just the movie star types. You meet men on the move, men on the town, men on the road, men on the loose,
And on the run.
on the up and up, on the down and out.
All right.
Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody. If it takes all night. Everybody wants to take a little chance and make it come out right. It's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight. Oh, yes, I know. It's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight. Oh, I know. It's gonna be a heartache tonight. The moon is shining bright. Turn the light. We'll get right. A heartache tonight, a heartache Some people like to stay out late. Some folks can't hold out that long. But nobody wants to go home now. There's just too much going on. This night is gonna last forever. It's gonna last all summer long. Sometime before the sun comes up, the radio is gonna play that song. It's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight. Oh, yes, I know. It's gonna be a
It wasn't just a favour, it was a spotlight. Tina's performance caught the eye of Newton-John's manager, Roger Davies, a sharp, young Australian who saw something others didn't: untapped power. Davies met with Tina and saw beyond the Vegas glitz and dated styling. He saw a rock icon waiting to emerge. He became her manager, and everything started to change. Davies rebranded Tina's image. Leather, spiked hair, raw edge. No more sequins and nostalgia. He booked her into smaller rock venues across Europe, where she built a new fan base, one show at a time. Tina opened for Rod Stewart. She performed with the Rolling Stones. Her cover of Al Green's Let's Stay Together became a surprise hit in the UK.
Say the since, baby, since we've been together, ooh, loving you forever is all I need.
By 1983, she was gathering steam. One final push was needed, and it was coming fast. She was back on stage, but not yet back on top. That would change with one song. But first, there was the one she turned down. Tina was originally offered a cheeky, upbeat track called Let's Get Physical, a pop song with plenty of innuendo. But Tina didn't feel it suited her style. Instead, she suggested they offer it to her friend Olivia Newton-John. Olivia accepted, and Physical became a global smash in 1981, spending 10 weeks at #1 in the US. But Tina wasn't done. In fact, her biggest hit was still waiting in the wings. Terry Britten had written over 24 songs for British pop icon Cliff Richard, notably Carrie and Devil Woman. When he wrote What's Love Got to Do With It, he offered the song to Cliff first. Cliff turned it down.
But the one that got away, the one that was written by the guy that wrote Devil Woman for me and a lot of other stuff, Terry Britten, he wrote, What's love got to do with it, got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? Well, it should have been mine.
But then it landed in Tina's lap. At first, she wasn't interested. It was too pop, too soft. Not the rock edge she'd been carving out in her new shows. But her manager, Roger Davies, pushed her to try it. They reworked it a bit until Tina agreed. And when Tina stepped into the studio, something magical happened. She tore into the lyrics with her signature grit and soul. Her voice transformed the song from polished pop into something raw and unforgettable.
The touch of your hand makes my pulse react.
In 1984, What's Love Got to Do With It was released, and it exploded. It shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Tina, at 44, the oldest female solo artist at the time to top the US charts. And that was just the beginning. The album it came from, Private Dancer, was a revelation. With hits like Better Be Good to Me, Let's Stay Together, and the haunting title track, Private Dancer, written by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits.
All the men come in these places, and the men are all the same. You don't look at their faces, and you don't ask their names. You don't think of them as human. You don't think of them at all.
It sold over 10 million copies worldwide.
This year she's made one of the biggest comebacks in show business history. I mean, it's incredible. She's been described, and you'll like this, she's been described as the woman God made to show other women how to dance in high-heel shoes.
In 1985, Tina swept the Grammy Awards, taking home Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for What's Love Got to Do With It. She wasn't just back, she was bigger than ever. Tina Turner had gone from overlooked to unstoppable. Her comeback wasn't a second chance, it was a second reign. After the Private Dancer explosion, Tina Turner wasn't just a star, she was a phenomenon. She headlined stadium tours around the world, sold out arenas in minutes, and became one of the highest-grossing live acts of the decade. People weren't just coming to hear the hits, they were coming to witness the power of Tina Turner live. And she didn't stop at music. In 1985, she starred alongside Mel Gibson in Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome, playing the fierce and unforgettable Auntie Entity. When word first came out that Tina was going to be in the Road Warrior sequel, fans got nervous. Could she really do this? But Tina showed us there was no reason for concern. She nailed it, and it looked like she was having a ball doing it. The film's anthem, "We Don't Need Another Hero," became another global hit, earning her even more acclaim. But it wasn't just fans lining up for Tina. The music industry's biggest artists were also lining up for some duets. Over and over again, she stood toe-to-toe with music's biggest legends. She shared the stage with Robert Cray, David Bowie, Chuck Berry, Eric Clapton, Paul McCartney. Each time creating unforgettable performances. Her 1985 duet with Mick Jagger at Live Aid was electric. Two titans of rock tearing up the stage in front of the world. She also collaborated with Bryan Adams on It's Only Love, a raw guitar-driven track that earned a Grammy nomination and showcased her rock credentials. Tina's influence crossed genres, borders, and generations. She was embraced by the rock world, the pop world, and the soul world all at once, something few artists had ever achieved. In 1986, Tina met Erwin Bach, a German music executive, during a recording session in Munich. Their connection was immediate, a meeting that would change both their lives. Their relationship grew over the years, blossoming into a partnership rooted in love and mutual respect. This time she found a good one, and in 1993, her life story came to the big screen in What's Love Got to Do with It?
I never wore that. Oh, great.
Starring Angela Bassett. The film pulled back the curtain on Tina's early life and abuse, and introduced a new generation to her unbelievable journey. Tina Turner wasn't just an artist anymore. She was a symbol. By the early 2000s, Tina Turner had done it all, sold millions of records, filled stadiums worldwide, and become a living legend. The most impressive part of all was that so many people, when they find a new sense of freedom, whether it's coming out of an abusive relationship, getting out of prison, or even service members getting out of basic training, there is frequently a period of euphoria and falling into rather unwise life choices. Alcohol, drugs, sexual promiscuity, and/or hooking up with partners who are terrible for them. Some people come out of this after a few weeks, some take years, some never do. But Tina did none of these things. She held it together. She was focused. She didn't fall into any of those pitfalls, making her comeback even more extraordinary. Tina wrote in her autobiography, Tina. I never allowed myself to get lost, even when I was a little girl. I held on to the positive side. I never gave in to alcohol, never gave in to drugs, not even to smoking. I gave in to myself. I went inside of me to help me. It can happen. You can do it. A truly remarkable woman. Her farewell tour in 2008 marked the end of an era, grossing over $130 million and reminding the world why she was called the Queen of Rock. At 61, she still looked and sounded fabulous.
You don't think of them as human. You don't think of them at all. You keep your mind on the money.
Tina Turner's influence on music and culture was honored with some of the industry's highest honors. She was first inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991 as part of Ike Tina Turner Review, and then again in 2021 as a solo artist, cementing her as one of the rare performers to be inducted twice.
Imagine a black girl in Nutbush, Tennessee, who embodied more talent than her small town could have ever dreamed. Imagine that same girl breaking through every barrier to one day make history. That woman, that queen, Tina Turner.
In 2005, she received the prestigious Kennedy Center Honors, celebrating her lifetime contributions to American culture through the performing arts. Tina had made Switzerland her home in 1995, seeking peace far from the relentless pace of the music world. On April 22, 2013, she became a citizen of Switzerland and was issued a Swiss passport, and on October 24, 2013, relinquished her American citizenship. After decades together, Tina and Erwin finally had a fairy tale wedding in 2013 in Switzerland, in an intimate ceremony surrounded by close friends. Tina had had high blood pressure since 1978, which remained mostly untreated and resulted in damage to her kidneys and eventual kidney failure. In 2013, 3 weeks after her wedding to Erwin Bach, she had a stroke and needed to learn to walk again. In 2016, she was diagnosed with intestinal cancer. She attempted to treat her health problems with homeopathy, which worsened her condition. She signed up with an organization that facilitates assisted suicide, a procedure which is legal in Switzerland, becoming a member of Exit International. However, her husband offered to donate a kidney for transplant. She accepted his donation and had kidney transplantation surgery on April 7, 2017. When she passed away in 2023, tributes poured in worldwide, celebrating a woman who refused to be defined by her past, who turned pain into power, and who sang with a voice that will echo forever. Following news of her death, her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was covered with flowers from fans. Fans around the world paid respect with flowers and candles lit outside her home in Switzerland and outside London's Aldwych Theatre, the home of the musical Tina. On May 25, 2023, theatres across the West End of London dimmed their lights for 2 minutes to mark Turner's death. Tina Turner didn't just make a comeback, she turned pain into power and silence into song. And when she sang, the whole world listened. I must confess it took me much longer than usual to get this video finished, because I just kept getting swept away by the music. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for all the amazing music for all of those years. You are truly missed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.